It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to my Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, I've got two projects that any normal person should take about 5 minutes to do each project. But since we're on my channel and we're doing it live, who knows what's going to happen. But before we get started, I guess I got a couple things to talk about. First one is the health challenge. If you guys weren't here last week, I am doing another health challenge. It's officially going to start on September 1st. I don't know. We'll come up with some prizes or something, but it's about being healthier. When I first started getting into model railroading about 5 years ago, and then started operating, I'd go to all these op sessions and I'd be like, wow, there's like a certain shape to all these model railroaders. I don't want to, I don't want to get that, model railroader's belly. Well, I guess I've been operating 2.5 years now or something like that. And apparently my shape, I guess I'm officially a model railroader now. I guess that's kind of the way it is. So yeah, I got some work to do. Yeah, I'm starting to look a little more like Ray, and we're gonna do a little health challenge. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go well, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. I do have on my desk the latest model railroad Craftsman came. I was flipping through it, and there's an article in here that I probably should have bookmarked because I thought it was kind of interesting, but oh, here we go. That wasn't too hard. It says, "Are we ever finished?" And it's basically an update on the Cass County Railroad, but talking about, are we ever finished with our layout? So I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe other people might find it interesting. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen. A little bit of an update on the OPSIG achievement program. I talked a little bit about it last week, and I'm sure people are getting tired of hearing about it, but I'm not. They just came out with the study guide for the C&E Achievement Award exam. If you don't know what that is, that's this one up here, the C&E Conductor and Engineer. The exam over here is under construction. They've just come out with all the study guides. So there's a standard code of operating rules study guide. There's general code of rules. This is the 2021 as opposed to this is 1949. What else you got? Timetable and train order, yard limits, track warrant control, TWC, signals. Signals is something I should probably learn about. I don't know if it's, I don't know, but you know, there's these different signals. Where do they show the signals? Here, there's all these different signals, but to me, they're all the same. I just go through all of them. It doesn't really matter what they are. And, you know, it doesn't always work well when you're operating with other people, but that is why I'm all about yard limits around here. And the yard limits study guide is 4 pages long. I like operating within yard limits as opposed to timetable and this is track warrant control is 17 pages. Timetable and train order is 27 pages. Anyway, if you like operating, I thought it's kind of cool. These study guides have some interesting information in them. So it's worth it to me. $10 a year, join the OPSIG, and you can learn stuff. I know, I know, learning, I know. So the second project I'm going to do is the one that's in the thumbnail, and it's going to be putting together something sort of, I'm laughing because, boy, I wish they had an audio version. I have all these books back here behind me. A lot of them just look pretty on the shelf. So yeah, I wish they had audio books for all that stuff. I'd probably learn a lot more if that happened. But yeah, we're gonna get to this putting together this T-Track module that I got. I'm not sure which one it is. It's one of these. This one. This is the one I got. We're gonna put this one together in a second, but before we get there, this is something that's been bugging me for a while. And I got this camera out so that you guys can see what I deal with on a regular basis. Dennis, if you've read up on it, I will come to you when I am confused, because to me, timetable and train order is by far the most complicated method of operations. One of the things I've noticed, if you ever go to a timetable and train order layout, is that when picking positions, all of the most senior operators take all the yard jobs so that they can work within yard limits, and they put all the new guys out on the road where you have to know all of the rules. So anyway, that's my theory on timetable and train order. All right, here's the project for today. So this is what I see, right? When I'm what do you call this? Streaming. This is what I use here to change the camera views, right? Like if I hit a button, you know, different camera view, so that's the camera view. The problem is that I've got it on this big arm, right? This arm comes all the way down here. The arm actually goes under the desk here. It clamps way in the back here. So when like I'm trying to pull the thing in and out, it gets all bound up. So this should be a 5-minute project, right? We'll see. Knowing me, it's going to take a little bit more than 5 minutes. So here's the plan. Here's the plan. So I went on the old Amazon and I ordered this clamp. This is a Arca Swiss photography clamp. What I am going to do is I'm going to bolt this clamp to the fascia of my layout, right? So right here-ish, I'm going to bolt this on here, and then we're going to move all of this stuff under here, and then this is just going to clamp to this, right? So this should take me not very long to put this together, but I've already had some problems. Let's zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, there's 3 holes here, right? And you would assume that these 2 outer holes are the same. And they came with these 4 bolts, right? 2 short, 2 long. So my assumption is, oh, you can't even see them. So my assumption was that I could use either the 2 long ones or the 2 short ones. But if you take one of the long ones and screw it in, it doesn't go any further in. But if I take this one and try and screw it in here, you see it goes in, but it's a little bit loose. I don't know, it seems that maybe if I put this one here. Now, see that this one doesn't fit in. They're 2 different sizes. This is 1/4 inch, this is 1/4 and this is M5 or M6 or something like that. It's whatever the same that 1/4 is. So this one screws in just fine. One of these is going to screw in just fine. But the problem is my fascia is too thick for these short ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the short ones in as like a pin, right? Because if I don't put this in, right, if I just put one in, it'll like twist, right? So we don't want it to twist. So Ray asks a good question. Why don't you just use wood screws? So I have this problem, right? And the problem is that when I use wood screws and I have the pointy tip of a wood screw sticking out underneath my layout, no matter what happens, I end up catching something on the end of that wood screw. It's just inevitable. It just happens. So, yeah, my problem is that I am doing something as it's not intended. But, you know, when have I ever done things as they are intended? And just like I said, this should be a 5-minute project. Scott says if I just use a pipe wrench, it'll go in. Funny you say that. I did try a little bit of force at one point. But so what we're gonna do, you know, I just realized, you know, if you actually look at the thread pitches, you can see the difference in the thread pitch. This is fine thread and this is not. So I'm guessing this is the 1/4 and this is the metric. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the center hole and the one hole that I can screw this into to attach it, and then we'll use the other hole just as a pin locator. So, does everything make sense? Everyone have a drill guide? So I used my drill guide. I figured out what size drill bit I needed. I could have gone with a 15/64, but doesn't quite fit. So this is gonna take a second, right? All we gotta do is take this off, take this out of the way, take some of this other stuff out of the way, drill a couple holes right here, attach this enough that I can attach it, disconnect this from this arm, get this arm out of the way. Simple project, right? This is like the bookshelf, right? This is a 5-minute project just like the bookshelf. It's gonna go together simple. Oh, and I've already done the wrong thing. That's not the clamp I'm supposed to take off. I use these clamps for everything. If you don't know, all of this under here are already these clamps. So if I disconnect the correct one, you can see this comes off, and it's already got all this Arca Swiss stuff on the bottom. This is kind of a standard photography thing. So the clamp just goes on, but we'll get there. So this needs to go out of the way somewhere where I can still push the buttons, because, you know, I'm sure everybody wants me to like push the buttons. Everyone, make sure you grab some popcorn. This is the moment the stream gets cut off because he disconnects something. Let's hope I don't disconnect something I shouldn't. But okay, back here, because who wants to see my face, right? It's not a Bowden mount. It's called Arca Swiss. So Arca Swiss, the more standard clamp that most people will see is this one that's got the little thumb screw on it. I couldn't use the one with the thumb screw because it doesn't allow it to sit flat against the fascia. But this kind here with this clamp will allow it to sit flat against the fascia. You know, I didn't even think of that. Should I put it in this orientation, or should I put it in this orientation? I was going to put it in this orientation because to me that kind of makes more sense. But now I'm wondering if I should put it in this orientation. I don't know. Talk about that amongst yourselves as I kind of pull this apart. Hopefully this will come apart pretty easily. But you can kind of see there's a bunch of different parts to everything. This is all stuff. This is all stuff that back when I used to do photography, I bought a lot of this stuff. So most of this is stuff that's sitting in drawers that I just, for some reason, didn't want to get rid of. But so this little piece here, we're going to reuse this. So this is what's going to connect into the quick clamp, and the this contraption this contraption that's here will reconnect into this. So we need to save that. All right, this is going to go well. I can tell. Don't ask. Are you going to use brass threaded inserts in the fascia? No, but that would be a good idea. Can you mount that rail on the wood, or is that what he's trying to do? I'm going to mount this clamp onto the fascia, and then everything can connect to this clamp. So the other reason I'm doing this is if you came over here to operate, there's kind of like this thing in the way here that lived here all the time. So by doing this, it'll allow me to kind of like save some space in a way. So now you're going to see the monstrosity that is under the desk. What is behind the fascia? Right now, nothing. That's the problem. The fascia is 1/8" hardboard. So what I will likely do is I will just bolt this on. And then after I get this bolted on, I will put some like little angle brackets or something behind it. Heath is so good. Yeah. Dennis, I am so excited that you now have good internet in your train room. At least I'm assuming that it is good internet in the train room and not bad internet in the train room. All right, let's try and get this. Let's try and get this off. So this is what's called a magic arm. This is designed to hold really heavy pieces of camera equipment. It's got this little ball on it and all these little adjustment things. These things are fantastic. You don't need it for model railroading, but I had it, it worked. All of that was under here. So every time I tried to move this thing, it was a pain. But here's the real thing that's in the way. And I haven't even gotten this out yet. Oh, here we go. It's coming now. So what I got under here, if I can get it off, got one of these. This is a super clamp. So the magic arm goes in this little hole here on the super clamp. And then this super clamp basically can clamp to all kinds of stuff. So I had all of this under here when I try and get the keyboard and the mouse out. So every time I move this drawer, I would end up hitting something. And I am like totally, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. I'm just making a mess over here with all the cars that are up here. I'm like knocking things off the tracks. Everything's a mess over here. Here, you can see. That car, I don't know what it's done. I've kind of been doing it. Yeah, so Ray, that would make sense. It would probably make a lot more sense than doing it the way I'm gonna do it. But the situation is that I'm not too worried about it actually. So when this is gonna mount here, right? This is gonna mount here, and it's connected up here at the top. So once this is on here, it's not going to move very much. So I'm not too worried about it, but I will. I've got some scrap wood that I will somehow get in there and go from there. But this is where it's going to live. That's going to be the position. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these. Has he drilled his first hole yet? No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But I'm not going to lean on it. This isn't something I lean on. I just push the button gently. You don't have to push the buttons. You have one of these, don't you, Ray? But you're going to do it anyway. Exactly. Exactly. I can add support. Yeah, I'll add support afterwards. All right, so we got power tools. And because I'm using power tools, let's go this one. Since I'm using power tools, I don't know if you, oh, the camera froze. Oh, that camera froze. Here, this camera. You can see I'm wearing my safety shoes because I am using thing. I'm right-handed. This has to move over here. We'll go back to that view. So, gonna use this as my guide. I'm gonna get that first hole in. I'm gonna put the bolt in the first hole to hold it in place. Then I will drill the other two holes. This hole is not as accurate. This one's a little bigger. But yeah, and I have Band-Aids handy. People are asking about fire extinguishers. So right here, we got 2 fire extinguishers right by the door. So I do have Band-Aids. I got everything I think I need. This first hole should go fairly well. And I've checked too. I've reached behind. I have felt around. And there are some wires under here. But the wires are in a spot that if I drill as expected, I shouldn't catch the wires and rip the wires out. The wires that I would rip out are the wires that power the track that's right there. So I would really prefer not to rip those wires out. But, you know, what's a model railroad if you don't rip a few things out? Being a little anal, trying to get the hole centered. All right, so you saw how quick that went through. There ain't much there. And yes, I just drilled that and all the dust just went all over my keyboard. All right, so now what I need to do Now what I need to do is I need to figure out which one of these I use in the center hole. Okay, so not that one. That one works there. So this one needs to go in the center hole. Let's figure out which nut now. Because now I got 1/4 nuts. Okay, so that one doesn't fit. Put that to the side. Maybe this one will fit. Let's see. There we go. So this is the metric bolt. And I know that because that's the metric nut. I don't know. And I've got these fancy schmancy things that they call washers. And we're gonna put a washer on the back. Hopefully putting a washer on the back will make Ray happy. Add a little bit of structure. I think at this point, I kind of think everybody's here to see, once I get this all attached, whether it actually stays up here or not, or whether it completely falls off the edge here. All right, so I got that on here. You know what we're gonna do? Because this is a professional operation around here, we're gonna get the square, and we're gonna use the square, and we're gonna make sure that it's all squared up before we drill the other holes, because we're professionals around here. Anybody that doubts the professionalism, you just saw me grab a square and do something right. Now, I haven't drilled the holes yet, so I could still screw it up when I drill the holes. This drill bit's too big. We got to get a smaller drill bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the smaller drill bit to drill the pilot holes. Then I got to pull this off, and then I got to drill the holes bigger. Because the holes are threaded, I need to use a smaller bit to not drill through the threads, but then I need to make the holes bigger so that the threads can go through the hole. All right, did everyone follow along? Great. Safety shoes are still on, and I just tried. Oh, I should not have done that. I just tried lifting my leg up to show the camera. Oh, did that hurt? Oh, I got this like really bad cramp in my leg. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Okay, so all right, so we got this one lined up. We got this one lined up. Dust everywhere. I guess I could get out the vacuum, but what fun would that be? So we're going to pull this out. Yeah, Scott, I could, get out a pencil, but, what's better than using the actual, holes to drill stuff? So now we're going to get the bigger drill bit. Now that I've got the little holes, does everyone want to see my beautiful drill work? Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. That's like professional holes right there. Got to clean those up a little bit, right? We don't want no little scraggles messing things up, making things not sit flat. See if we can make the holes round. Okay, so now what we need to do. All right, we know which one goes in the center, right? Which means, just blew that off. So which means what we're going to do is we're going to put this one here, which should screw in. If I do this right, come on. Screw in, screw in. Screw this in. And then we need one of these. So one of these two should fit in that other hole. Let's try this one first. Is that working? I don't know if that's working. Let's see. Let's see if that's working. All right. So now we've got 3 bolts. 3 bolts? Yeah, I guess they're bolts. Screws, 3 something, and there's 3 holes. If I did this right, theoretically, when I go to line this up and push this in, it's gonna go in perfectly. Nice and smooth. Nice tight fit. And Bob's your uncle. All right, so now we gotta reach under here. Oh no. The one thing I didn't want to do. The one thing I didn't want to do is drop the nut, because that was the only nut that I pulled out that was of that size. And now I don't know where the nut went. Oh, I found it. I found it. Don't worry. I got it. Let's lower this down. Want to make sure everybody gets a good view of what we're doing. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, man. Speaking about dropping nuts, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. For anyone over 50, you know what I'm talking about. Anyone under 50, be glad you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so we got washers and nuts. We'll put a washer and a nut on each screw. Even the short one, I guess it looks like there's just enough. It's just enough room to get one on the short one. Eventually, I'll go back and I will find something plier-esque, and I will tighten these up more than finger tight with some pliers. But for today, you know, who needs pliers? So, funny story. Yeah, I know. If I had lock washers, oh, you know what I do have? I do have locked. You guys can't say. I'm like walking. I'm going like this in circles as I talk. Somewhere around here, I do have Loctite, which I could put on it, but I want them to come off at some point. Hire a pro. I'm the pro. I told you, this is like a 5-minute project. And I think we're already, maybe a couple more than 5 minutes into it. But if I get this done and I get this attached, you guys don't know how happy I'm actually going to be. This has been one of those things that's been like, a thorn in my side, I guess, is a good word for it. It's just kind of been bothering me for way too long. And I guess I just kind of, all right, why 3 bolts? Lynn wants to know why 3. Well, there were 3 holes. I kind of actually explained it earlier. The reason there's 3 bolts is these 2 are the long ones. But I needed at least 2, right? And if you don't want something to like twist, your best bet is to put them as far away as possible. But this bolt is short and this bolt is long. So I wasn't sure how many threads I'd be able to get on this bolt. So I put this bolt in the center. So these 2 bolts are kind of holding it like to the fascia. And then this bolt is more for indexing. So that's why there's 3. Yeah, this as well. It's to ensure that if Ray ever comes and visits me, that by the time Ray... Oh, that's not good. Boy. Sorry about that. That was a little shaky. Yeah, it's so that if and when Ray visits, things are shaky. And I just did that to make it look like I was tightening something. I wasn't actually tightening anything. This next part, this is actually going to be the problem. The reason this is going to be the problem is that, oh no, actually it'll be okay. So there's in the center of this, let's try this here. Let's try this here. Here. All right. So I'm going to pull this out, right? So this is the thumb screw that you'd normally use to attach it to your camera. There is a threaded part to it, though, that allows you to basically unscrew the thumb screw, but it's 1/4-20, right? So when I bolt this against the side of the bench, I need the screw basically to go that direction, because if the arm goes that direction, it'll just keep unscrewing itself. So I need the arm to go in that direction so it keeps tightening itself. So that's actually going to work out, because if I screw this in here, and what I'm realizing is I'm gonna try and swap this, see if I can unscrew this. This might be a little bit of a challenge. I may be an idiot, but I know how to get screwed. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm tightening this clamp down so that I can use the tightness of the clamp to try and unscrew this. But it's not working quite the way I hope, but it's kind of working. Things are coming off. So the reason I did this, the reason I took this off, is I don't know exactly why they do this, but if you look at the two screws on these clamps, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see my screws? If you notice, this screw is longer than this screw. So if I put this screw into this plate, it's gonna stick too far in, and it'll bind up against the other thing. So instead, I'll put this one here so you can see it doesn't go all the way through, and then I'll put this one here, which there's more meat, so it'll go. See, it all makes sense. If you just, you know, you come here for the good ideas, right? I'm telling you, man, I've got all kinds of great ideas. All right, so this is gonna screw on here. I'm actually gonna stay there. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, anybody. I'm actually gonna get my favorite tool. When I was in theater, when I was a theater guy, this was my favorite tool. I used it for everything. What I'm doing is I'm getting in here and I'm really tightening this on there so it doesn't come off. Right, so that's gonna go there. So what we're doing is this part here, that's gonna go in there. That's gonna clamp easy in there, and now that's connected, right? So that's part one. The next part now is I got to get this clamp on here, because this is the clamp that's going to clamp onto the bottom of this, right? So this has the rail on it, so this clamp will clamp to that rail, and then this clamp will clamp down to here, and we'll have a whole clampy thing, and I'll be able to just get it in like just the right spot by adjusting it. And then once I adjust it perfectly, I'll just be able to take this off and be gone. And then when people come over for op sessions, there's nothing really in the way, but it'll be perfect. My layout is always a workbench. It's kind of frustrating how often my layout is a workbench, but it's kind of the way it is, unfortunately. Wait till I get to project number 2. If I even get to project number 2, the rate I'm going, who's to say if I'm going to get to that other project over there? That might end up being, next month's project. So again, we're using, let's see, if we go to this one, will it be better? Using the wrench. There's a little flat spot on the little doohickey underneath here. So we're using the wrench to tighten this up. The reason we're tightening it up is so that it doesn't spin off and fall on the floor. because that's what we're doing. Yeah, and now I've got it stuck on here because I gotta go hit this against something. I got it stuck. It's just big enough to fit in there. Sometimes it gets stuck. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. I'm taking it all apart. It got jammed up. I made it too tight. And now I can't get it off. You know what I think I can I really did I didn't make this up. I didn't do this on purpose. I think I really did get this kind of stuck. I don't know. What did I do? Jeez. Anyone got any brilliant ideas? I'm like sweating now. I really got this stuck. Okay. This calls for the big pliers. When in doubt, get out the big channel locks. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do things in front of people on a live stream. You screw things up. We're going to try not to do that again. And here's how we're going to not do that again. I have a little guy. So here, let me show you the difference. This is what I should have been using in the first place. You see the difference in the width? So this here. You see the width of that versus the width of this guy? See how skinny that is versus that? That's going to get stuck. I should have used this guy. I have the right tools. That's the thing about model railroading, right? It's any excuse to buy another tool. I have the tool. I just didn't use the tool. So I didn't use the tool. So I ended up making a complete fool out of myself live in front of everybody. I'm telling you, I'm an expert. Watch what I'm doing. Pay attention, take notes, and then don't do anything. Yep, it's the thickness. Yeah, not as girthy, right? I mean, exactly. Yeah, and these do have nice ridges. The ridges add to the grip. Moral of the story: don't be a tool. Yeah. All right. So now this guy. See, now this guy like just. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is such a great little wrench or spanner for those of you, if anybody is in the UK, but that gets in there and you can tighten it up nice and tight. We're going to do the same thing here. Let's get back in here. Let's tighten this one up too now that we've got the right tool. Now that we got the right tool. All right. So, this is the way this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. I say this is the way it's going to work as if it's actually going to work. I have no idea. But let's hope this works. All right, so this... No, things are in the way. Oh, and I just... Sorry, Dennis. Sorry. Cameron, don't worry. You haven't missed anything. Not a thing. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So this guy is going to go in here, and we're going to clamp that on. Now, if you guys see, I've got this little piece of plastic here, right? This piece of plastic here is so that I don't knock these cars over, which I ended up knocking over anyway. But, you know, this is definitely much lower profile, but anyway, it's all good. So what I need to do now is I need to connect this to this in a way kind of get it somewhere in the center. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Let's try this one. No, that one doesn't work really well either. What's a better view? How do I show you guys what I'm doing? I gotta tip this up. Tip up. There we go. Okay. So this right now, it's loosey-goosey. I can put it anywhere I want. But where I want it is my main camera's right kind of here. I don't know if you can kind of tell. So I kind of want it right in front of the main camera. And I want to get this, you know, low enough so it's not in the camera, right? You can see it right now in the camera. So I want it low enough that it's not in the camera, but I want it kind of like close and kind of tight up against the bench work. So I'm going to try, let's try this. Let's try where I got it now. Okay, I'm trying to like get it, see, so it's like right, you can see it right here. We're going to get it just right below. We're trying to get it right below in a good spot. So here we are. We're locking it in. We're locking it in. Okay, so it's locked in. It should stay there. We turn on the face cam, we touch it. So here's the top of it right there. Now if I come over around this way, there we go. So there's my view now. So now I got this right here. So I can push buttons. You can kind of see it right in this view. Go back to this camera. Go back to this camera. Okay, so now the key is, or the idea is now that I've got this set up, right? This is streaming mode, right? So if you had to operate the cars that are back here, right? You can't even see. That's just a bad view for tonight. Well, there's cars back here, right? There's a yard. You couldn't really get to them because this is in the way, right? So all I do is I disconnect it from my fascia clamp, and now it's gone. Just like that. Complete magic. And if I want to get it back, all I do is I put it back, throw the clamp, boom, done. Yeah, it needs, you know, it's, I don't know. Ray, what do you think? What do you think? So, Fairport Logistics, have you seen my proto throttle setup? Let's try this camera. Have you seen this setup? So it's got the same Arca Swiss clamp on the back. So I could clamp this to this, but the main reason that I actually use this is, or the main reason I have this is, this is what I currently have the camera on that we're using tonight. So the camera actually will come, camera comes off, and this then clamps to, turn it around, clamps to the camera mount, right? And then we just adjust the angle a little bit. Now, here's my proto throttle on a stand. So when you're operating and you want to move it over here a little bit, you can move it over. You want to move it over here a little bit, you can move it over. So it's now a, you know, a portable proto throttle stand. So you can be like your, you know, your engineer running your train. And yeah, right, I saw your comment about it like moving would bother you, but like, I mean, it moves so little. And you're just pushing buttons. So yeah, this is battery modded. It's the William Sampson modded with the battery on the outside. It's got the narrow Actually, you can probably see it better that way. It's got the narrow case, and then I put the Argus Swiss mount on the back. So I have others of these, right? So here's, here's the blue one. Also on a stamp, I got some, on a stand, I've got some weight on the bottom, which helps, so it doesn't fall over. And obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but all the stands are, height adjustable. So you can adjust the height, you can adjust the angle, you can put them wherever you want. I do need jelly beans. Weld the joints. I'm not welding anything. Yeah, Ray, things have changed just a little bit. Well, Fairport, welcome to the first one. Ray says he's going to be quiet now. Ray, I mean, you don't have to like it. When you come over, I will show it to you, and you will be jealous. That's all I got to say. Is you're going to be jealous of my setup. I don't know why I think you'd be jealous of my setup, but should we? I guess the question now is, should we put together the kit? So the kit that I have over here, that this came from, as I might have mentioned earlier, this came from Klondike. This is Sean Dyke's company. He made these guys that oh no, not that camera. He makes these guys. I've modded this a little bit, but these are actually for Kato Unitrack. This is his mini dioramas, but his one of the things that he sells are these, what he's calling a diorama module. They're basically T-track modules. This is a single T-track module. I believe there's actually two in here, so we'll have to sort the pieces and figure that out. Russ, if anybody wants to bet, I bet that this is gonna last a lot longer than I am going to last in this room. Ray, I don't know that that's true. I mean, look here. Look at all. Oh, the camera's frozen. I keep forgetting that camera's frozen. I gotta fix that. Where's my phone? Who knows where my phone went? I'll fix that. You guys talk about something. I'm gonna try and fix that camera, because I want Ray to see just how. Oh, I keep doing that. All right, so just turn that off. So now if we go to it, it's gonna be off. You see no video. You should still be able to hear me. Hopefully that camera is gonna turn back on. When that camera turns back on, never fix that camera. It's awesome. I wish I felt the same way. I don't, though. Missed a fun time in Canada. David, did you go up to Canada? How was that? I don't think I saw any pictures on Facebook. I should have looked into that. Me and my model railroad body. I know. I've got one now too. And well, I turned that camera off. Now it won't let me turn it back on, so you won't get to see the size of the room. But I think there's, I mean, you can, I think there's plenty of room for you, Ray. Plenty of room. There's people that have been here. What are you? You're jealous of the people that went to Canada, or you're jealous of my heft in the room? Okay, so what are we doing? We gonna open this? I don't have a lot of room, so I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be able to make this work. Let's see. This camera might be a little better for this. I want this camera to show back up. I gotta tell you, GoPro cameras are great because of their size, right? They're like really tiny. They're easy to keep out of the way, but they're not good for live streaming. I mean, they are and they aren't. When they work, they're great. But, you know. Yeah, right, it would have been good to go up there. I Fairport, I did talk about the Proto Throttle mod a little bit. Hit me up. Go head over to Discord. If people are interested in the Discord, it's down in the description. You can join. We talk about a lot of this kind of stuff over there. But yeah, my dog does the same thing. When she demands attention, you must give it to her. And yeah, the GoPros are designed to be action cameras. They're designed to be moving. So if you're live streaming and you move, did Ed mod his? I don't think Ed modded his though. Rob, have we met Rob? I can't remember. I think I've heard your name. Oh, he has the parts, but he hasn't done it yet. What was I saying? Oh, GoPros are not great for live streaming unless you're like, you know, doing action. But I mean, when they work, they're like fantastic. This camera right here, that's a GoPro. That's not a GoPro, but that's a GoPro, and look at the wide angle. It's really great. Ed, come on, get to it. Ed was here. Ed saw my mods. I'm guessing that's what kind of got you excited about it. But yeah, I mean, I like the stand. I know like some people like mounting them to the fascia. I like having the stand separate because then you're not like limited to very specific locations on the fascia. So I have GoPro 9s. This one that's on right now is a GoPro 9, and the one that's up there that does the wide view that's not working right now is also a GoPro 9. No, I saw what... But wait, when you were here, did you not see... I guess we weren't using the Proto Throttles yet when you were here, so I might not have had them out. I had them built already, but I don't think we used them for island ops, so I may not have shown it to you. Anyway, I really like it on the stand. I hate neck lanyards. Hate neck lanyards for operating. Proto Throttle, oh, you're talking about the GoPros or the Proto Throttles? My GoPros, I have them connected via HDMI cables. So, all of my cameras, except for the camera that I had on here, basically this camera, when I had, so this camera obviously is wireless, right? This is what I had on the tripod, the one I was moving around, but all the other cameras, that's HDMI, that's HDMI, that's HDMI. They're already, they're all HDMI. Do a GoPro conversion chest mount for a Proto Throttle. I have a 360 camera, and one of the things that I kind of really want to do sometime, and I haven't quite figured it out yet, is I have a chest mount. I want to wear the 360 camera when I operate, and then go back and like edit the footage of the ops. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Oh, well, I'm sad to hear you were sick while you were here. That's kind of a bummer, Steve. But I do get it. When you're here for work, you got to be here for work. Proto Throttle arm that looks like an alien. Are you thinking that these look like aliens? Get ready, guys. 2 minutes. What's happening in 2 minutes? Oh, we gotta do this. So I think there's 2 in here. If you, I don't know, you might be able to see. There's a little picture here. I have in the description is a link to his YouTube channel. He did a live stream this morning where he actually assembled a module kind of similar to this. Basically used blue tape, and he likes Type Bond, but I have Gorilla Wood Glue, so that's just what I was going to use. But it took him like 5 minutes to build his module, so I figured it might take me, 5 or 6 minutes. It's not a building, it's a module. It's about 12 inches by 13 inches or something like that, somewhere around there. It's actually metric, so I'm not sure. James says I ignored him again. James, I will always ignore you as you are my senior. So yeah, 5 or 6. No, he did it in 5 minutes. So I figure I should be able to do it in about that time. 12 by 14. I guess it's 14 this way, 12 this way. 12 is the direction of the tracks. Although again in millimeters, not in inches. This is go. That's the guy whose modules this are. So his link's in the description, so you can see how to build them the right way if you want by going and checking out his live stream, or you can stay here and watch me build it, and it may be right, it may be wrong.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about